Approximately 13% of Australians are over 65. This is projected to rise to 18% by 2021. As Australia's population ages and increasing numbers of older persons experience greater vulnerability, elder abuse is likely to increase. Between 1 and 5% of older people experience elder abuse, though the real figure could be much higher. Elder abuse is under-recognised. The perpetrators of elder abuse are typically family, friends, neighbours and caregivers. The older person suffering abuse may keep it hidden to protect loved ones or because they are dependent on the caregiver. Social workers are likely to encounter elder abuse. It is important that they can recognise the signs and risk factors of elder abuse so they can respond appropriately. With this knowledge, they are ideally placed to raise community and professional awareness of this under-recognised problem. There are 5 types of elder abuse: physical, psychological, sexual, financial, and neglect. Physical abuse is the intentional use of force to inflict pain or injury. It includes physical coercion, hitting, pushing, burning, and physical or chemical restraint. Signs may include bruises, burns, cuts, welts, signs of restraint, broken eyeglasses, fractures, and dislocations. It is important to investigate further if there are clusters of signs, repetitive injuries, or the explanation of how the injury happened does not match the injury. Psychological abuse is behaviour which causes emotional pain or distress. Isolation, yelling, name-calling, belittling, blaming, intimidation, and ignoring the older person are forms of psychological abuse. Signs may include tension between the caregiver and an older person, a change in the older person's personality or mood, and behaviour that mimics dementia, such as rocking and mumbling. Sexual abuse is exposing an older person to sexual material, behaviour, or contact without their consent. Signs may include bruising around the genitals or breasts, unexplained venereal disease, unexplained vaginal or anal bleeding, torn underwear, sudden incontinence, or being fearful around particular people. Financial abuse is the illegal or improper use of the older person's financial assets. It is the most common form of reported elder abuse and is associated with impaired cognition of the older person. The abuser often has authorised access, but misuses their position of trust and responsibility. Signs include significant withdrawals, missing items from the home, changes in financial situation, unpaid bills, changes in wills or transfer of titles. Neglect is a failure of the caregiver to provide adequate care such as shelter, food, clothing and medication. It includes the caregiver not allowing others to provide care and can be intentional or unintentional. Signs include weight loss, malnutrition, dehydration, bed sores, soiled bedding, unsanitary living conditions, and leaving the older person alone for long periods. More than one type of elder abuse may be present. Common risk factors associated with the caregiver perpetrating abuse are lack of support, mental health issues, high level of stress, substance abuse, or other addictions. Risk factors associated with the older person are social isolation, high care needs, dementia, and aggressive behaviour. A social worker links the older person to the services most appropriate for the type and severity of elder abuse. For example, the social worker may refer the older person to financial counselling and legal services in cases of financial abuse. In matters of neglect, a social worker might arrange for respite, home care and counselling. The social worker also has a continual role to advocate for the needs and rights of the older person in Australia.